Fiona, and I like to make 2D animations.
It's not a first, might be the last. Yeah, I'm sure I must have been through worse, but
We've seen the basement book.
Today, I'll be showing you my process for animating this little clip here. This is animated digitally on a tablet using Flipaclip. Flipaclip is a free and very popular app for animating, although you might need a premium subscription for some of the special features. In the description, I've linked some animation tools and tutorials that I use to learn myself, since this is more of an overview rather than a step-by-step tutorial. Oh, and by the way, I made a video 2 months ago explaining how to make 3D animations, and these two videos go hand in hand. If you like this one, you'll love the other. My first step before I even start animating is to brainstorm what I want to animate and then grab a few reference images. Here you can see I pick out this image of a person leaning over a railing and trace it to get the pose and perspective lines separate. The traced pose isn't in the final animation, as this is only for reference. Then I create the background. Backgrounds are often an artist's least favorite part, so I like to get it done at the start while I still have motivation. Doing it at the start also gives you a great guide on where to put your character. Backgrounds usually have more detail than the animation, but it's up to you. Next, I sketch the animation. This is my favorite part. You draw out each pose of the animation to get the motion down. I like to use a faded or gradient brush instead of a hard pen because it can be easier to draw line art on top of. A lot of different principles of animation go into making the sketch feel alive, and Alan Becker's 12 Principles of Animation video is perfect for learning them. In the final animation, I use 9 of them. I highly suggest watching it after this video, and the link is in the description. Next is line art. This is where you draw the outline of your character on a separate layer from the sketch. Animations are separated into layers to ensure that when you're drawing the line art, you aren't messing up the sketch, and vice versa. You can also hide or delete the sketch layer after you're done, so just the clean line art is showing. For my lines, I use a color slightly off from black and a thick pen, but line styles vary a lot from artist to artist. This is also where I draw the clothes and hair. Some people choose to sketch them out first, but I like to go straight to line art. The final step for animating the character is coloring. On Flipaclip, I usually duplicate the line art layer to make a copy of it and use the fill bucket to color in the parts of the drawing. Then I sketch on some texture. You could color on the same layer as the line art, but this sometimes leaves gaps and you can easily draw over the line art. I also fixed a few mistakes here, like her missing hair and floating legs. The final step of the animation is shading and lighting. This is optional, so you have to choose whether or not to do this based on what you're animating. Animation memes, TV shows, and doodles often don't include shading, while movies and animated music videos usually do. Because the scene is at night, I made a new layer and set it to the multiply blending mode. Blending mode set how your drawing interacts with the layer below it. Depending on the program you use, you may not have multiply as an option though. I fill in the layer with a muted purple to make it appear like it's nighttime. Using black shading is common with beginners, but often makes the scene look unrealistic. I prefer a muted purple, red, or blue. If you're shading a daytime scene, you shouldn't fill in the entire layer. Instead, just shade any shadows cast by light on your character. For the lighting, I take an off-white color and use the airbrush pen to create a circle of light around the light source. Because the light source is fire, I redraw it on each frame of the fire animation to make the light look like it changes a bit when the fire moves. I use a rough brush to draw the light the fire casts on the character and scene. I usually just guess how the light would behave, but you can also look up a reference for the lighting. And now you're done! While a short animation like this looks like it would only take a few hours, animating is a very time-consuming process, so this clip took me a few days of on and off animating. If you do want to get into animation, I suggest you try something like an animation meme. You draw a few looping animations of a character and then edit it to match up with a sound, usually following the format of the original animation meme. These are much easier to imagine, make, and edit compared to a show or animated music video. Thanks for watching to the end. If you really like this video and want to see more, you can subscribe and turn on notifications on the right to see more of my videos as soon as they're uploaded. You can also watch more of my videos. I suggest my 3D animation video next, as it goes well with this video and can teach you even more about animation. Goodbye!